Greetings, you all. Happy Wednesday. We get to do Wednesday all over again. Because yesterday I did Wednesday when it was Tuesday. That is how out of this reality I am. Like, I'm not even plugged into the days of the week anymore, which is, on some level, you know, it offers me a deep experience of freedom because I've really been doing the work to create my own reality, and that has meant letting go of the reality that I was taught and born into, and things like days of the week, you know, go away. I live my life by the phases of the moon. So I'm starting to have a sort of a dissonance that's going on where I'm not sure which day it is. Because I do know where the moon is, though. Always know where the moon is. And you know, there were times when I would be like, oh, it's Sunday, I gotta go to work tomorrow. I don't have any of that stuff going on anymore. And now it's summertime, so everything is shifted. But the energy for today, I'm the Moon Mama. This is our Master Nodal class. And you all, I feel myself finally starting to come back. Not to come back, to come forward. Let me show y'all this tree. Oh my God, you gotta see this tree. Look at this tree. Oh my goodness. Hi, tree. Okay. I'm starting to feel myself come to a new resonance, come into a new frequency. I have been in a journey of deep purification for the last year, and it has been profoundly stripping, removing, destroying of behaviors, patterns, of beliefs that I cannot bring forward into my new way of being. And it has created, it's almost like I've been in a cocoon for a while and I've not really had access to my full sense of self. And now that we've had this new moon in Cancer and summer's here, I'm starting to feel like, okay, oh, I can breathe. I can see that, you know, light is coming back. I'm starting to feel my legs again. I'm starting to feel connected to myself, and I'm deeply grateful. And this experience has been shocking, because what I have discovered is that I've had to heal patterns where I don't believe in myself, patterns of people pleasing, patterns of seeking affirmation externally, places where I conformed to belong. I've had to look at every single aspect of those aspects of my life and see if they suited me, see how they have aligned, and to make changes. And what I have discovered is that because I have a lot of placements in Aries in the first house, my energy functions the best when I am functioning as a pioneer, when I'm doing things that I have not done before. A pioneer, people might think of it as somebody who's doing something that no one has done before, and maybe it is that on some level, but for me, it's definitely what I have never done before. Now, what I am an absolute innovator in and pioneer in is astrological tools that help change our lives. I am a pioneer in that, and right now I have a Mercury retrograde workbook. Mercury retrograde shadow starts on the 30th of June, you all, in Leo. This is the second Mercury retrograde that will be in Leo. Last year we had Mercury retrograde through all the fire signs too. Fire is the purifying force that clears the path. Fire is the activity of creativity. It's the energy that makes way for that which is new. Aries is that. So this Mercury retrograde in Leo is going to make way for your new creative ideas, your new ways of being. If you need, new solutions for health, new experiences in love, new experiences in your relationships and work. If you need new experiences, you want to activate a new mindset in Leo, because Leo is the creative force of life. So what I know is that when I'm looking for new things, I have to open up my pathways to be able to receive. And Mercury retrograde in Leo is going to do that for us. It's very exciting. It's going to retrograde from the 4th degree, which is a Cancer degree. So that means our inner world is going to be rebirthed. We're going to get a fresh, it's like refreshing your house. It's like new furniture, right? So Leo is going to come in there and say, with Cancer, it's like, what are the things that you couldn't access in your childhood because here's the thing, we're born with everything we need. We're born with everything we need to be in fulfillment of who we truly are. And when you're born into environments that aren't really ready for you, which most of us were, because we were born in the dark ages that ended just months ago, actually. So when you're born into an environment that's not ready for you, your subconscious will put aspects of yourself away until it's time. And now we're living through this profound transformation, and it's time for you to access those deeper other aspects of yourself. And how we access them is through retrogrades. It's literally like, okay, I know for me, when I was a child, I used to, I was very artistic. I used to draw. I just did everything. I really did. But life took over. My mama was a prostitute. My daddy was a this. So nobody was looking at my paintings like, oh, that's so pretty. Everybody was like, we off to the next thing. So that didn't get cultivated in me. That artistry didn't get cultivated in me. But now, as an adult, I can go back and cultivate that. I played the piano as a child. I did artistic stuff. I was in plays. I won science fairs. I did. I was super intelligent as a child. And it just didn't get cultivated because there was nobody at home cheering me on. Like, my grandmother was tired. She wasn't doing homework with me. And so those things just went away. But now, with Mercury in retrograde in Leo, I get to go back in the closet of my subconscious and revisit those energies. And that's what we're meant to do. You're meant to continue to grow and expand. So this Mercury retrograde in Leo is going to be an incredible opportunity for us to come back to who we are meant to be. And Mercury is our mind. It's about, and Leo, it's this fight. It's a very highly creative energy. So this is when people are like, I'm leaving my job, and now what am I going to do for the rest of my, maybe you're retiring, but you're going to do something else. Like, I worked with a client that, maybe he'll listen to this. I just love working with him too. He has still an interior design business, actually has stores, and he just couldn't really do that work anymore. And so he hired people to run his store, and he went home. And then he came to start working with me. And I was like, oh, you're like, he was a 7th house Pisces. I was like, you have been, Pisces energy in the 7th house is very mystical. It's like somebody who is a healer of some sort, or a minister of some sort. Somebody who really works in the invisible realm. Somebody who is working towards healing and things like that. And so we worked together for a while, and we started digging into his childhood. And I was like, tell me about the things you loved as a child. And he was like, and I love this story. I just love this story so much. He loved plants as a child and was just very much into flowers and plants. And his grandfather built him a house for plants, a greenhouse. And he did that for a long time. And then he went into the world and realized that he needed to make money and put all that stuff away and became an interior designer. But it burnt his system out because it was too heavy, too intense. And it got to the point where he just couldn't do it anymore. And now that he has come back to himself, he is in the process of opening a plant shop. I just love it. I mean, and you can't, because that's what the young person in him wanted. But the adult in him was like, nah, we need money. We're going to go do this other thing. And he made money, and he's done that. And now he's coming back to himself. And this is what I'm talking about Mercury and Leo, this retrograde. Like, you have to set the stage for yourself to become yourself. It's not the creative process for most of us takes some sort of planning. Now, if you are like my friend here, Donna, she's a Sagittarius with a Sag rising. Now, these motherfuckers can just go do whatever the fuck they want to whenever they want to. Everybody's not like that. Most people got to just be like, okay, I'm going to create a plan and a structure and what am I going to do and da-da-da-da-da. But if you are Sagittarius and you're a lot of Sag, you can just do whatever you want. Or if you're a Leo, you know what I mean? Like, you literally can, because it's fire. And the fire is really active. And most of us don't have that. So since we don't have it, we want to utilize it when it's in the sky. Since it's something we don't naturally have access to, we want to know, like, okay, the cosmos is doing this now. I can access it now. And now that I can access it, this is the time for you to start cultivating a new pathway, a new creative way for you to express yourself. And this book that I have made will do the inner work for you to get yourself there. It is the processes, the rituals, the beliefs, the journal prompts to help you get from where you are into the readiness to be able to create a new experience and a new reality from the inside. You put it away as a child, but now you get to come back to it. I love this stuff so much. Okay, so today is a Mercury day. Mercury is in Cancer. It's about to leave Cancer and go into Leo because this retrograde shadow starts. The shadow starts on the 30th. If you want to access the book, you can go to my website, healwithmoonmama.com. You can purchase it there, or you can purchase it in my link tree. There's a link that takes you to where you can get it. And today the moon is in Cancer. We just had a new moon in Cancer. All right, y'all. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited, y'all. I am so excited because the energy is transforming. Let me see if I can order myself a drink while I'm here. Be good to cheating myself. Hi, how you doing? Good. My normal, the black sesame latte. Thank you.
With pistachio milk?
Yes, with pistachio.
Hot or ice?
Hot, please. Thank you. Okay. So let me pay for this. So we had a new moon this morning at 3:32. It came in. And okay, hold on a second. Okay. It's good?
Yeah.
Thanks. Okay, so we had a new moon that came in at 3:32. Yes, it's an ebook. This is my first one, so I am gonna start printing them because they're actually quite beautiful. And I just figure, in the next, because I've been doing Mercury retrograde classes for probably about a decade. Like, the retrogrades have changed my life because you literally get to leap And all the trauma that I was carrying was so deep and intense. I would have spent years in therapy. Between doing retrogrades and plant medicine, I was able to move myself out of a deep experience of trauma that was anchored in that childhood stuff that I shared with you guys. I don't know anybody in my life who grew up the way I grew up who isn't deeply traumatized still and profoundly aged, heartbroken, filled with fear, because our childhood was hard. And don't get me wrong, I'm not the only one. Of course, that would be ridiculous. I have a friend that my first childhood friend. Hold on a second, to get some sound going on here. My first childhood friend, when we were, can y'all hear me? I hope y'all can hear me. If you can hear me, let me know. Just give me a heart or something if you can hear me. Can you guys hear me? Hearts? No? Nobody can hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, great. Thank you. So my first childhood friend, her name was Stephanie. I'll never forget. I met her when I was 3 years old and she was 5. And her mother, we all grew up in Watts. Her mother grew up in Watts. And her mother actually was the one woman I knew in my life who had a husband. One woman had a husband. And she also had 2 younger brothers. And her mother moved them far out of the city because she didn't want her boys to be caught up in gang violence. And my friend was very young. She got pregnant. We were like maybe she was 20 because I was 2 years younger than her. She got pregnant and she was strapped for money and needed to make some money. And this young man in our community who she knew was like, hey, take this package to Texas for me and I can give you some money to pay your rent. And she did it. And when she got to Texas, she got off the airplane and the FBI was there to arrest her, and she spent 10 years in prison. For real. Literally. I will never forget it. I will never forget being at her house, which was down the street from the house that I grew up in, which was down the street from her grandmother's house. I remember her being stressed out about money and how she was going to pay her rent. And the rent could have been like $500. It was very, very cheap. And somebody offered, we didn't know, we didn't understand. We were naive. And she took it and she went to jail for 10 years. And that was my norm growing up. That was normal for me to be in experiences where people were going to jail. And I had I had several boyfriends. I had a boyfriend that I dated that I knew he was a person who was not, he used to say that he worked at UPS, and we would always joke that the brown uniform, but we all hung out. And everywhere we went, it would be like 5 or 6 of us, and he paid for everything all the time because he was a pharmaceutical. He was a pharmaceutical person. And one day I was at his house. A guy came in with a backpack and came out of the room and the backpack was empty. And then I remember being like, I gotta go home. And I left. And a few days later, FBI raided and everybody there went to prison. I got like 5 stories like that where such and such and such happened and everybody went to jail, or such and such happened and I left and there was a shootout. So, that was my whole life. That was it until I was about 25 when I finally was like, okay, I don't want to go to jail and I don't want to get stabbed. I need to figure this shit out. So, but in that, so much of my creativity got distorted. And we are in the Cancer sun right now. And so Cancer energy is where we get to heal those childhood patterns, where we get to heal those things that got cut off, that are ours for our we need these gifts, these ways of being, these internal faculties to be fully on right now at this time on the planet. We need them because our intuition will direct us. One of the things that I can say that I was very fortunate in as a young person was that my intuition would always say to me, it's time for you to go now. You have to get up and go now. Like, it would be the strangest thing. I could be in a room with, like 15 people, the music playing loud, alcohol, weed, cigarettes, in the hood. Like, for those of us who are from the hood, you know what I'm talking about. And the voice inside of my head would say, get up and go now. And I would just get up and go. And then the next day, inevitably, such and such was shot, or the da-da-da-da. And so that's a gift, that I would have that kind of listening, that kind of internal direction. And over the years, it has become sort of like rusted, because it was always deeply scary things. It was always like I just missed what? You know what I mean? Yes. And so I just got a little afraid. That's all I can really say. And the fear in my body would show up as profound anxiety. And so now that I have done the work to heal the trauma and the ancestral wounds, I can begin to really cultivate. Thank you. Mm-hmm. I can begin to really do the work to heal these patterns, and actualize myself. Maybe I'll go back to piano lessons again. Probably not, but I can if I want to. It just seems so demanding to go be a piano player. I feel like that's the brain of a 14-year-old, which is when I was taking piano lessons and I gave up. But that's what we're up to. So I feel like I'm all over the place, and that's fine. But what we're doing right now with the sun in Cancer is we are coming back to our self, coming home to ourself, our gifts, our natural ways of being. We are nurturing ourselves. We are nurturing ourselves, and we're nurturing ourselves into health and well-being, into happiness. We're nurturing ourselves into fulfillment. And wherever you are on the scale of that, or in the scale of that, doesn't matter. You start where you are. And one of the things that sometimes when I'm talking to clients or people that I'm close to, and they're like, oh, this is going to be so much work. You can either do the work to take care of yourself. You can either do the work to take care of yourself, or suffer from not doing the work to take care of yourself. You can't delay it. And people think that they can. Oh, it's going to take your whole life. But while you're doing the work to heal, you still get to live. The universe is benevolent. My healing work, I have been doing my healing work deeply and sincerely since I was 29. So it's about to be 30 years, because I'm about to be 59. And yes, it has been intense. And I've shared many stories with you all. But all along, I've been having a life. All along, I have friends. I take trips. I have great dinners. I fall in love with myself. I fall out of love with myself. I'm having a life. I go hiking. I have breakups. I had a child. You know what I'm saying? Like, life is still happening. And So you're not going to put your life aside to do the healing work. Your life will integrate with the healing work, and it will all become one thing. And I just want you all to know that. It will all be one thing. So, okay, you all, go check out. If you need any support, go check out my website, Heal with Moon Mama, healwithmoonmama.com. Book your natal chart readings and your coaching packages and all those sort of things that I am super excited to be able to support you with. And go get your book, the Mercury retrograde book, because I'm going to get me some flowers. Look at these flowers. Woo! Oh my God, look at these flowers. Go get your Mercury retrograde book. Yes, that's right. Your life becomes better. Thank you for saying that, Donna. That's a good way to say it. And your experiences become richer. So it's just important for us not to think like, oh, I got so much trauma, it's going to take forever. No, you're going to do it. It's all together. It's all one thing. Okay, you all, I'm going to go because I need some flowers and it's happening. It's going on down here. Go get the workbook, healwithmoonmama.com. Go get the workbook or go to my link tree. I really am, let me say, I'm very excited about this workbook. I am. Like, I feel so excited because I'm like, I get to put this kind of goodness out in the world. I get to create things that really help people remember their magic. Oh, and I just feel so excited that I get to be the one to do that. Okay, talk to y'all later. Bye.